The first meeting of 2025 of the Backbench Business Committee. Welcome one and all. Happy New Year to everyone. And we've got three applications before us this afternoon. The first of which is from Paul Kohler on the hospice and palliative care. Over to you, Paul, to present your case.
Thank you for inviting me to speak to you. As anyone who was at the assisted dying debate saw, the important subtext throughout the debate was hospice funding and palliative care and the lottery of where people could or couldn't get good palliative care. There was also legal uncertainties over the power of doctors and their legal liability post-shipment to give sufficient analgesics to address suffering where that might hasten death. And that was an issue that came up time and time again. And this debate will allow us to air these matters properly. There's also very real disagreement in the debate as to the limits of palliative care. Some argued that a good death was possible with sufficient palliative care every time. Others said that wasn't so. I think we need to address these things. So this debate will allow us to address matters that were important under the surface of the assisted dying debate. I have huge support from it. I've had support from Conservative members, from Labour members, from Reform, from Independents, and just a smattering of Lib Dems, but not too many. So there's lots of support. I didn't have to twist people's arms. They were very keen that we have that debate. I think it would be something that brought the House together, something that was so important. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Before I open it to questions, we have a slot available for next Monday, the 13th of January, in the Chamber. Would you be able to take that slot?
Yes, I'm sure I could. I'm sure.
If it's offered to you?
Yes. Yep. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Questions, colleagues? Everyone happy?
Happy.
There you go. Thank you very much. The clerks will be in contact with you very shortly after this meeting, I suspect.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Julia Buckley with an application for a debate on road safety. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for letting me speak today. So the proposal is that this House has considered measures to protect young drivers. And in my constituency of Shrewsbury, the story of Harvey Owen and his three friends who all died aged 17 on the way to Wales shocked the whole town. But actually, it's not an unfamiliar story. In rural areas like ours, where public transport's been decimated, young people feel they have no option but to drive at 17 to access education, sport, work and social activities. Of course, rural roads are windy, they're not lit, and they are often require additional maintenance, and so it requires additional skills. Now, our experience in Shrewsbury is reflected across the country, but particularly so in rural areas, where young drivers between 17 to 24 are high-risk road users and consistently overrepresented in road casualties. Globally, road traffic injuries are the leading cause of death for young people aged 15 to 29. And in the UK, more than 1,500 young people are killed or seriously injured on our roads every year. So in Britain, only 6% of total licence holders are aged 17 to 24, but they make up 18% of all car drivers killed and seriously injured. Young drivers, in their first year, 1 in 5 will have a crash. Back to Harvey Owen and our story. Harvey's mum, Crystal Owen, has led a campaign to push for more safety measures to protect young drivers. She has a petition which currently has 22,000 signatures, and she belongs to a national campaign called Forget Me Not for families, uniting families who've all lost a loved one who was a young person. The road safety campaign charity Break has also got a charter setting out some different proposals to look at improving road safety and support for road victims. So there are many different suggestions to look at how we can protect young drivers, including additional training, progressive licences, safety measures such as Harvey's hammer, so a hammer that could smash the glass if a car gets trapped, enabling people to escape. And this is a really timely moment because the government is currently devising and developing its road safety strategy. And so it's a really timely moment to inform that strategy with contributions from MPs from across the House and across the country.
Thank you, Judith. Julia, your application is for a Westminster Hall debate on either a Tuesday or Thursday. As you possibly know, the Tuesday debates we have to schedule according to the answering departments. So the first available slot on a Tuesday is Tuesday the 28th of January. Would you be able to take that if it's offered?
Yes, I would.
Lovely, okay. Questions from colleagues?
I sort of have a question. I'm grateful that you're bringing forward this debate. My husband lost one of his best friends at the age of 17 in a road traffic accident for the same reasons that you mentioned. Rural areas, winding roads, and a car full of boys at the time as well, probably driving too quickly. And I know that those families, even 20 years on, are still absolutely devastated at the loss of their son. So I think it's an important debate for many MPs across the House. And what I would ask is, you've got a really good selection of cross-party support in your application. I just hope that you'll take the opportunity to publish it more widely to all MPs, to tell them that they'd be welcome to come along and hear your debate and hopefully contribute to it as well.
It's a pleasure, because I think that they can bring forward different suggestions and different experiences which could really inform that strategy. So sorry about your husband's situation.
Anyone else? No? Fine. The clerks will be in touch with you very shortly.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much. At this point, I need to vacate the chair because I'm presenting the next application on the debate request for the Holocaust Memorial Day, and I declare my interest as the co-chairman of your party parliamentary group for the Holocaust Memorial. And Chris, you're going to take the chair for me, kindly.
I need to take my thing now, is it? Don't matter. Backbench Business Committee. First for you, I'm sure. Can you present your debate, please?
Yes, thank you. Well, coming up on the 27th of January will be the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau. This is obviously the last real occasion where many of the survivors will actually be with us for a major commemoration. In the over Parliament over the last 20 years, effectively, we've had a debate almost every year. Sometimes in backbench business time, sometimes in government time. It's an opportunity for members on all sides to raise the issues around, obviously, the Holocaust and the systematic murder of more than 6 million Jewish people, but also the genocides that have taken place in other parts of the world over that period of time, and we can go through all of those if you so wish. For those of you that haven't participated in these debates before, these are some of the most emotive types of opportunities to participate. We commemorate those that have died. We listen to accounts from colleagues of survivors and what they went through. And we take the opportunity to get all the front benches to contribute and state what they're going to do to make sure that this is never repeated. This is one of those sombre events that takes place, and actually Parliament comes together very effectively. Technically, the commemoration date would be a Monday, the 27th of January. I don't know if the government will allow the debate to take place on that day. Ideally, that's the day when we'd like to hold it. But if not, any time around that particular date, because obviously it's an important day debate. And it does mean, as you can see from the list of people that have co-sponsored the request, very, very heavily contributed. And I, in my humble opinion, will justify a full day's debate, because it will allow everyone then to make their contributions as they see fit.
Thank you. You preempted some of the questions, unsurprisingly. But yeah, David, obviously you're with us. Do you want to add anything?
I can only echo Bob's points, all of which are fantastic. This is an incredibly important occasion, not just for the Jewish community, but when Parliament comes together to take a day to reflect on the lessons of the appalling genocides we've seen. And also, because of the particular significance, so Holocaust Memorial Day itself is set on the 27th because that is the day Auschwitz was liberated. And the fact will be on the 80th anniversary, which, as as the Chair absolutely rightly points out, is probably the last major anniversary for which survivors will be alive, I think there is a particular desire and a particular importance to granting a debate and giving it not just time in the chamber, but the full day length of time so that everyone can contribute to what will be a quite unique and singular event.
Thank you very much. Before I go to questions, did you want to declare an interest?
Yes, Chair, just to say that I'm a member of the APPG for Holocaust Memorial, just for the record as well.
Does anyone any questions from the committee on this?
I'm just going to declare an interest just in case I'm a member for the Holocaust Memorial, because it's in the back of my mind that I might be a member.
Just quickly, what would be better for you? Would it be doing it on the 20th or after the 27th if you couldn't have that available from the government?
There are obviously national and international events going on the 27th. So from that perspective, if it's not held on the 27th, then the 20th or around the date. The most important thing is that there is a debate.
Aim for the 27th.
The exact date is a matter of negotiation, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can sort that out with...
I'm sure we can.
Okay, any further questions? In which case, that concludes the public meeting. Order.